Welcome to the map wars of the 21st century, where the two biggest companies in the world are currently facing off against each other to try and take the crown of the best navigation system. We're talking about the battle between Apple Maps and Google Maps. Let's start with where it all began, back in 2005. That's when Google started something that would be considered the best in its category for 7 years straight. Google Maps. But they couldn't be the best forever. They needed a big competitor. And so they got one they would try outperforming for many years. Launched by widely considered the best company in the world, the name Apple Maps. Have they done it? Have they finally dethroned Google Maps? Well, maybe. Let's start with how they look. Starting with Google Maps, you can clearly see a lot of effort went into the design. Everything you need is just right there at your fingertips at all times. Some might say it's too much, but personally, I don't really think it is. It's perfect for quickly seeing if there's a restaurant or shop nearby. Or I also like how you immediately from the home screen have access to your saved locations. I can, however, see how people would find it cluttered. I would personally rate it an 8.5 out of 10. Moving to Apple Maps, the story is very different. They definitely went for the opposite approach with this one. And I think minimalism is also just kind of an Apple thing these days. From their shop to their WhatsApp, Apple loves simplicity. So most people who love simplicity also love Apple. Although some people might disagree with me, I would personally rate it a 7 out of 10. But I would say there's no clear winner for the UI, so I will give both of them half a point. Oh, and I will be keeping the scores for the rest of the video so we can see who is the true winner. Well, there was no winner UI for me. That isn't the case for reliability. Since the beginning of Apple Maps, Google Maps has always been considered the more reliable of the two. I mean, at the beginning, it wasn't even a competition for Google. From a whole non-existent airport in Dublin to a completely made-up route in Australia, where motorcycles were stranded in life-threatening 40-plus degrees with no water available. Those were just a few of the latest fails in a series of problems that occurred at the launch of the highly anticipated Apple Maps. They have improved it a lot since its launch, but Google is definitely getting the point for this one. Our last category is the integration with their ecosystems. By that, I mean how well the navigation systems are integrated with their own ecosystems. Let's start with Google Maps. For Google, it's much easier to integrate with their own ecosystem because their ecosystem is mainly a search engine with tons of reviews that they can integrate into their navigation system. And that's exactly what they did. However, with Apple Maps, it's a bit different. Apple doesn't have its own review system like Google, so they are forced to use Yelp. This is less than optimal, as every time you want to see all the reviews or see the user who posted that review, you're immediately redirected to Yelp. So, I have to give the point to Google Maps again for this one. The score is now 2.5 to 0.5, making Google Maps the best navigation system in 2024. If you want more information about Google Maps versus Apple Maps and why Apple made a navigation system in the first place, please visit my blogging website. You can find the URL in the top comments of this video.